we are gathered here to discuss production function. We all know that production means creation of utility. There are 5 factors of production: land, labor, capital, organization and enterprise. All these 5 factors work together and arranged, managed by organization, entrepreneur, and the production is done. So in economics, we have taken 5 factors. But for discussion, we can start from one factor. Say, production is a function of
land,
labor. We can write Q is a function of L. Q is a function of L. Q is production. Q is production. And L is labor. This is function of one variable. This is function of one variable. Now we take in economics, production is a function of labor and capital. Here the production is a function of 2 factors. In economics, we discuss production function with the help of 2 factors. Theoretically, there are 5 factors. But for discussion purpose in microeconomics, there is a practice among economists to use 2 factors, labor and capital, to discuss production function. So, this del Q by del L is known as marginal productivity of labor. Marginal productivity
of labor.
And del Q by del K, marginal productivity of capital. Marginal productivity of capital. Productivity of capital. And this simple one, here single variable, so dq by dl is equal to marginal productivity of labor. Marginal productivity of labor. In economics, popular production function is Cobb-Douglas production function. Cobb-Douglas production function. This is represented by lambda, L alpha, K beta, mu. Here alpha, beta and lambda, mu. 4 are constants. Constant. Lambda, alpha, beta, mu. This mu is random disturbance. Random disturbance. Random disturbance means just you have seen 44 Jawans killed. This is random, suddenly. It was not expected. Likewise, you put labor and capital and there is a tsunami and production is 0. So, this mu is constant. But if mu operates, then whatever we labor and capital you use, you will not get any production. Like earthquake, like flood, like famine, sudden occurrence of war. These are random disturbances in the analysis of economic theory, in the analysis of production function, this random disturbance is assumed to be constant. Only then economics will play a role. So, lambda is technology. Lambda is technology which is constant. Which is constant. Then alpha. Alpha is elasticity. Elasticity of labor factor. Elasticity of labor factor. What is beta? Beta is elasticity of capital factor. Capital factor. Elasticity of capital factor. Elasticity of labor. Elasticity of capital. Elasticity of capital factor. So, in this case, del Q by del L is marginal productivity of labor. Del Q by del K is marginal productivity of capital. Cobb-Douglas production function is a production function which has been established by Mr. Cobb and Mr. Douglas. There are two American economists who developed Cobb-Douglas production function, and labor and capital, two factors are taken into consideration. Cobb-Douglas production function shows an engineering relationship between input and output. What is production function? Production function is engineering relationship between input and output. Input are labor and capital, and output is production of commodity. So production function in the short period known as laws of returns. Production function in the short period known as laws of returns, and production function in the long period known as laws of returns to scale. Very important. In most of the UPSC interview, questions are asked that what is the difference between laws of returns and returns to scale. Then you will tell that laws of returns is related to short run production function, short run production theory, and returns to scale is related to long run. Then again in UPSC interview, interviewer will ask you, then what is short run and long run? From your answer they will pick up question. You answered the difference between laws of returns and returns to scale. That laws of returns is short run analysis of production function, and returns to scale is long run analysis of production function. But they will again ask you that what is short run, what is long run. So you will tell him, sir, short run and long run is related to time element in economics. Alfred Marshall in 1890 written a book, Principles of Economics. In that book he has written that there is no sharp line of distinction between short run and long run. There is no sharp line of distinction between short run and long run. Just like there is no sharp line of distinction between civilized and uncivilized. But we recognize that who is civilized? and who is not civilized? By behavior. By behavior. Likewise, when factors of production are fixed and one factor is variable, all factors are fixed and one factor is variable. This is called laws of returns. Under laws of returns, only one factor is variable, labor, and capital is constant. All other factors constant. If we take 5 factors, all 4 will constant and one labor will be variable. Then when one factor is variable and other factors are constant, this production function is known as short-term production function. And this is explained through laws of returns. Clear? Laws of returns is the case where one factor is variable and rest all factors are fixed, constant. What is laws of returns to a scale? Laws of returns to a scale tells us that all factors are variable. Nothing is constant in the long run. Long run means very long span of time. So under long run, all factors of production are variable. All factors of production are variable. Land is variable because in the long run, country may win some nations surrounding area will increase. Territory may increase. Territory may decrease. Territory of Bharat under British rule is not constant. Territory is reduced by Pakistan and again reduced by Bangladesh. All were India. During British rule, the size of India was present India plus Pakistan plus Bangladesh. So our old India was better than new India in terms of territory, in terms of size, in terms of resources. But the Britishers, by their game plan, divided, and they liberated us by dividing us. Divided India we got after independence. So in the long run, all factors are variable. Clear? So what is the distinction between laws of returns and returns to scale? Under laws of returns, one factor is variable, other factors are constant. Under laws of returns to a scale, all factors are variable.
Nothing constant.
Nothing constant. Clear? Then come to laws of returns. Laws of returns tell us the relationship between input and output. According to Alfred Marshall, there are 3 laws of returns. Number 1, law of diminishing. Number 1, law of increasing returns. Number 2, law of constant returns. Number 3, law of diminishing returns. When one factor is variable and other factors are constant, then laws of returns will operate. So in the beginning, if you increase labor by 10%, production will increase by more than 10% because of economies, more economy in the starting period. In the process of production, there are economies and diseconomy. There are economies and diseconomy. As soon as we use labor, economies will start. More economies will be obtained by the producer economies will be greater than whatever be this economy. Economies will be greater than this economy. So if 10% labor is increased, more than 10% production will increase. Again I repeat, suppose 10% labor is increased, more than 10% production will increase. This is known as law of increasing returns. This is a very good position in the economy. Then a time comes when 10% labor is increased and production increases by just 10%. This is a theoretical possibility, but that can happen. That labor increases by 10%, production increases by 10%, exactly. Exactly 10%. Then what is its name? Law of constant returns. What is the law of constant return? Labor increases by 10%, production increases exactly by 10%. If this situation happens, then this is called a law of constant returns. When 10% labor is increased, production will increase by exactly 10%. Then this situation is known as law of constant returns. Then the third is law of diminishing returns. And this is ultimate, this is final. Any firm, any producer finally reach to this. What is this? This is known as law of diminishing returns. Tells us that increase labor by 10%. Production will increase less than 10%. What is diminishing returns?
Labor is increased by 10%, less than decreases by production.
Production will increase by less than 10%. Production will increase in all three stages. In all three laws, production will increase. But exactly by the proportion. Exactly more than the proportion. Exactly less than the proportion. So if 10% labor is increased, if 10% labor is increased, if 10% labor increased, production increases, but by less than 10%. Because these economies are greater than economies. Under this situation, production will increase, no doubt. Labor increases by 10%, production will increase, but not by 10%, but by less than 10%. This is called law of diminishing returns. Again I repeat, in first law, labor increases 10%, production increases by more than 10%. In second law of constant return, labor increases by 10%, production increases by 10%. And thirdly, labor increases by 10%, production increases but by less than 10%. This is classical laws of returns. This is classical laws of returns. In economics, modern economists like Stigler, Paul Samuelson, Mr. John Robinson, they said that laws of returns should be explained through law of variable proportions, and which will have three stages: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Law of variable proportion is known as modern approach of laws of diminishing returns. This is modern approach to law of diminishing returns. What is its name? law of variable proportion. Law of variable proportion. This is more scientific way of analyzing laws of returns. How? That economists like Stigler, Benham, Mrs. John Robinson, Paul Samuelson, all agreed that production will enter into first stage under law of increasing returns. Because all facilities are available in the earlier stage, and when your work starts, you will have enough land, enough water, enough labor, enough raw material, everything in the starting period, everything will be adequately supplied to you. So, first stage, increasing return. Marginal productivity increases, average productivity increases, total productivity increases. Marginal productivity increases at increasing rate. Total productivity increases at increasing rate. Average productivity increases at increasing rate. So this is known as first stage of law of variable proportion. First stage of law of variable proportion. Marginal productivity increases, average productivity increases, total productivity increases. First stage is very critical because in this stage, marginal productivity is maximized. Thereafter, average productivity is maximized. But as soon as average productivity is maximized, there is a sharp line of distinction. Average productivity maximized, right side diminishing returns starts. Left side increasing returns, and right side diminishing returns. Constant return is not discussed in law of variable proportion. Only increasing return and diminishing return. Second stage will come when marginal productivity falls, average productivity falls, but total productivity increases by less than proportion. Total productivity increases by less than proportion, that is diminishing return. 10% labor increased, production will increase by less than 10%, 8%, 6%, whatever it may be, but less than 10%. Why? Because marginal productivity is decreasing, average productivity is decreasing. Marginal productivity is decreasing, average productivity is decreasing, but total product increases by less than proportion. 10% labor is increased, production will increase not by 10% but by less than 10%. So total production will increase, marginal production will decrease, average production will decrease, and this stage is second stage of law of variable proportion, and it is known as the law of diminishing returns. Law of diminishing return. Paul Samuelson said, Stigler said that a time will come when marginal productivity is zero and total productivity will be maximum in this stage, second stage. This is known as producer's equilibrium. This is known as producer's equilibrium. This is known as producer's equilibrium. What is producer's equilibrium? Producer's equilibrium is a situation whereby input, labor and capital producer get maximum total production. How is it possible? It is possible because marginal productivity is zero. By increasing employment, producer will constantly increasing employment because total productivity is increasing. Total productivity first increases by more than proportion, and then less than proportion, and then maximized. When will it maximize? When marginal productivity becomes zero. We can show in the diagram also. And this is the objective of the producer. Objective of producer is to increase employment of labor continuously till total production is maximum. This is the objective of producer, to increase total production and then maximize total production. Only then they will stop. Employment will stop. No vacancy board is hanged outside gate. Why? Because marginal productivity level is zero and total productivity maximum. You know from the calculus that maximization means first derivative zero. First derivative zero and second derivative is less than zero. Second derivative is less than zero, then there is a maximum. What is the condition of maximum? dy by dx is zero and second order dx square by dx square must be less than zero, then this is maximum. If it is second order is more than zero, then this is minimum. So producer will try to maximize production and therefore producer will increase employment in the first stage, increase employment in the second stage, and second stage stop employment when marginal productivity is zero. Total productivity maximum. Thereafter, after this third stage is known as negative stage, negative return. No producer will jump to the third stage. So it is said that third stage is known as no entry zone. We can see these conditions here in the diagram. Marginal productivity is zero. At this point, zero marginal productivity. At this point, minus marginal productivity. At this point, plus marginal productivity, but average productivity declines. Average productivity decreases. Marginal productivity decreases. And here you see left side, marginal productivity increases, average productivity increases, total productivity increases at increasing rate, and here total productivity increases at diminishing rate. Increases at diminishing rate. And then at this point total production is maximum. When it is maximum, look here, employment will be OZ. Z employment will be through labor force. Employment will increase. Employment will be OZ. Here employment is OH. Here total production. First diagram is related to total production. Second is marginal production and average production. MP means, what is MP? Marginal production. Marginal production. And what is AP?
Average production.
Average production. Average production. What is total productivity? Total production. Total production. So this is known as law of variable proportion. Variable proportion. But when we talk about increasing return, then this is increasing return, this is constant return, this is diminishing return. This is increasing return, this is constant return, and this is diminishing return. This is known as laws of returns. What are the assumptions? What are the assumptions of laws of returns? Number one, labor is variable. Labor is variable. All other factors
Constant.
of production, is constant. This is first assumption. Second assumption, technology is constant. Technology is constant. Third is perfect competition. Perfect competition is found in factor market. Number 4, perfect competition